So welcome to my presentation for my mother's air conditioner issue. The problem is that there is way too much water coming out of this air conditioner for the soil to be able to absorb. This is an actual photograph from that situation, and as you can see, it is saturated with water. Now we went over to her neighbor's house, David, and he's got an AC situation where he just has water coming out at a drip pace because the air conditioner is right next to this wall, outer wall. And the ground's able to absorb the water at a sustainable rate. Now, Mama, I think your situation is that you're on a slab and you've got this closet between you and the outside. So what they did is they put a drainage pipe to the outside, but the problem is it's above grade. So when the air conditioner turns off, you've got this pool of water here. And then what happens is when the air conditioner comes on, it just starts to drip, 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 drip down here. And then eventually the weight of this water is enough to push water out. And instead of getting a drip, you get a burp. It just burps out a bunch of water. And the soil just simply cannot keep up with that much water coming out at one time. So, let's take a look at your AC closet. Now, one thing you got going for you is you got a lot of height here before it gets down to ground level. And I don't think you need a pump or anything like that. I think there's enough gravity here to get the mission accomplished. But let me just show you what a proper air conditioner looks like. This is mine. Now see, those guys put in a pan here that catches any condensation that my air conditioner might get off. And if it gives off enough, I've got this alarm that goes off. It lets me know I've got a problem. And over here is my pump, because this is in the basement, well below grade. So this pump pumps up the water and out of my house. I don't think you need to go to that step. So what I've done is I took a piece of PVC, I got it at the hardware store. This is my model, and it's 1 inch in diameter. Now, one problem you got is that the condensation pipe is right next to the AC pipe, so you can't put nothing around this thing to catch the water. It might be a little easier if we could do that. So we got to find something that fits inside of this piece of PVC. Now, this model I've created, this is the AC tube, and this is the condensation tube. And just like in real life, there is absolutely no clearance between these two. Now, I searched out Home Depot and found this part that fits perfectly inside of a 1 inch diameter piece of PVC. The only thing is it's got some threads here, and there's a way to get around that, but it fits perfectly. It's a tight seal even with the threads. And see, we can angle it to a right angle, and that buys us some gravity to get the water out of there. We can orientate this thing any way we want. Now, right now, it's at a neutral orientation with what comes out, right? There's no gravity one way or the other, but as soon as the tube is attached, you're going to have a little bit of gravity to work with. Now, those threads, this is what's known as Teflon tape. It's the same kind of stuff that's in your nonstick frying pan. It'll last forever, it doesn't rot, and it will fill up those voids in that thread. So we'll wrap a little bit of this tape on there to get a good seal on that piece of PVC. And then I got this vinyl tubing, and we're going to use this to direct that water away from your foundation. And see, it fits perfectly on the end of this piece right here. So we're going to take this, attach it, and direct it away from your house, and then we're going to put a little T-bar on there so that we can split that water up even more. We're going to, the tube will come out of there, and then we'll put 2 tubes here so that we can disperse that water so that it's a sustainable rate and you don't have a really boggy area there anymore. Now, this project would cost about 22 bucks. And I think I would start here, and if this doesn't work, there's other ideas you can do. There's, I don't know if you're familiar with the French drain, but it's a way to disperse the water using gravel and sand and peat moss. You can put something there that, forces the water to wait a little bit before it goes into the soil. But I think this tube solution may work for you. So anyway, if you want to do it, I'll come down there and do it. Only complication is that you see it's kind of chipped around this here pipe. So we may have to take some snippers and chip a little bit off, and then take a file and make it nice and smooth so that when we put that piece, but it may work without that. I can't say, but that could be a little time consuming. But you may have to file this down a little bit to get it nice and smooth so that it's a good seal. But it could go either way. Anyway,